pedestrians, other vehicles. The pursuing officers will sometimes even just pull back and stop.
We're not members only.
Pursuing, just to not agitate them and just follow from the helicopter. Do you foresee that happening?
Hey, kids.
You know, you're absolutely right about that. We saw that change about 5, 6, 7 years ago, where sometimes they would
Good to
drop
see everybody
and just monitor the pursuit, especially if they had a helicopter overhead. They do have a helicopter overhead.
Sharon and Rick, good to see you.
So they've got eyes on it, or I think it's a sheriff's helicopter.
We got
over the top of it.
our
Look at the wrong
eyes
side
on
of the
the
road.
prize.
It's totally dangerous here. And
viewer discretion is advised. This is live. This is happening now.
Do back off. I think they want to stay on this guy, though.
We would love for you to
the way he's driving.
hit the like and help us out.
He's going to slow down at all. So, but you're right about that. There is a tendency to try to back off a little bit and see what happens. But I think they're going to stay pretty close. They're about 2 blocks away.
Brother?
I think we counted 2 or 3 black and whites.
Yeah, well, the fact that he's driving under the influence, that makes it a
Creed will be here directly.
Where, he's going to make bad decisions because he's impaired.
Checking the weather.
And,
he's a drunkard.
Try to
Great.
Stay behind this guy and eventually get a chance to stop him.
Yeah, they have it over there too.
Look at the way he goes to the intersection.
Alexis, how are you?
Would be considered a felony evading, because not only do you have evading the cops, or running from the red lights and sirens.
That's right. We're on it.
You're now driving
live.
Under the influence. He's made several. He's driving recklessly, so he's not showing any regard for anybody around him.
He's driving like a real asshole for sure.
Felony evading part of this. So when he does,
there's Creed. He'll be able to help us out.
Sorry.
Some serious time in jail.
Had to watch all those ads so I can put it.
For sure. Oh, close
I damn it, should have just had Creed leave it up.
Van Owen. He's continuing southbound on Vineland now from Van Owen. We're just a little bit south.
Did I miss anything?
The Van Nuys.
We're driving pretty reckless. Suspected DUI.
And Mike, you mentioned that the Altadena station of the
Mike
LA
is
County
with us
Sheriff's
talking.
Department.
Heck yeah, we haven't stopped. We just got done with members only. The second this one popped up.
I know we're rolling deep today, guys.
It's still unclear to us.
Sonoma, he almost had a little bit of collisional.
You can answer that for us, and also with the.
I'll go for Lisa. Sorry about your loss, by the way.
Have you heard?
Oh no.
Passengers?
I'll have to read up on that, Iowa.
One of her babies that she just
adopted, a
dog.
We didn't see anybody but the driver. There may be a passenger in the right
so
front.
sorry.
We just haven't got on that side
Miss
of the car.
Warrior, welcome to the
We like
fam.
stay on the
Cooper
driver's side.
McCooperson. Hallelujah. Thank
Keep
you.
our eyes on it.
Doing the Lord's work.
He got to that pickup truck. So we don't know if it is a stolen. I would imagine we would have heard of that by now, because
you don't get too many stolen DUI drivers.
No. That's a good point.
We got a drunk murderer behind the wheel.
And then turned into this.
Good to see you, Sarge.
Same with me. I ain't even cracked open the foam yet.
That we've heard about.
Oh wow, a Tesla truck.
So
wow.
If they could find out where this car is registered, they would know.
If we'd have hit that Cybertruck, could you imagine?
I would have applauded that one.
We don't
imagine the thumbnail would have been amazing.
Maybe he doesn't mean it if he's drunk.
For sure, but they would know that by now. So right now it's a reckless
felony
evading, reckless driver driving
the snowman.
There are other crimes that we've heard of.
Been a while. We went a good holiday chase.
Make his way to the freeway.
Yeah, typically get one on Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, one of them.
Just at Chandler now, Weddington. So
there's some great news, Queen. I love to hear that.
All right, that is the best news I've heard all day.
I know. Don't these people know this should be a damn Kia?
Yes.
He's got a fresh red light. We'll see what he does around.
How long before we have a Cybertruck chase? You know somebody's going to steal one.
No.
Oh, we just hit him.
So that's about 5
Yeah, it's a live chase.
So not only do you have felony evading and reckless driving, you've got hit and run.
So he just bumped him.
Hit and run. This guy's
almost just took out another there.
Wow.
Continuing south.
322.
No spoilers.
Just cross Morrison.
622 checks out.
Continuing in the North Hollywood.
I mean, it's you would think it might be 3 hours behind, but it's not.
Altadena initiated this and then went into the city of LA. They'll make a decision. The watch commander here.
Oh, this person's been pretty back.
We've done hit and we busted into a little car. Hey, there's another one.
Yeah.
2 more cars. He got hit and then he bumped that one. So that's 3 cars down. How many to go?
Yes, please. 300 plus over here. Airbags
all right.
Deployed. Look at that term.
Yeah.
Thank you. Please like airbags deployed. You can't be driving now. We're going to get out and around. I would imagine, right? Isn't it?
Airbags deployed. Coming to
Car
a stop.
cuts off, right?
Yeah, we're coming to a
few
crawl
feet
here.
away. I think this is going to be it because he can't see out the front window. He can't drive because he's set off that.
We've seen people though tear down the airbags and keep going.
Does that?
I guess it
I don't know if it's
might depend on each
You in
vehicle.
the face enough where you can't drive.
Yeah.
18 months.
That would be really.
Oh, okay.
So
all right.
Driving
We'll be
Friday.
looking.
Call him out.
Our last day
Friday.
live
It's our last day
for a while.
Get him on the ground searching.
Your discretion is advised.
County Sheriff stopping or this guy stopping
Yeah,
for
at
shooting
Agent Toots, we would
City of
love
Los
to
Angeles,
when
all
it
the way
is
from
time.
Pasadena,
The problem
got on the
is,
freeway, got off
We're not
the
even
freeway,
listening to Stu talk.
just all
He's
over
not
the
on this
place.
network.
Right now, we just,
well, no, I was saying
only
they should
know
put up
one person
Stu,
in the
but
car, that was the
Fox
driver.
doesn't.
Been able to get
Fox
over to
is
the other
kind of a
side.
bitch.
They're gonna call
Yeah,
him
they a
out.
little douchey.
You're using a PA
So,
system.
you got to be careful.
Wait for
We
all
also
that,
really
but,
appreciate
car
our
cover, he's not
YouTube
going
channel
anywhere.
as
That's a
well.
good point, Glenn. You
We have to
brought
be
up
a little bit
the
careful. By the way, we're
disabled
big
car.
fans
What's
of
the airbags?
Stu.
I'm
Trust
not
me.
sure if
We've had him
that's
on
what
twice.
happened.
Welcome.
Those
It's about
airbags
time. You've been around for
deployed after he
years,
hit
Tiff.
That vehicle.
Tiff is an
right
OG
after the
for sure.
intersection. I
Good to
think
see
it
you,
was a hard
Tiff.
enough hit because he's hit about 4 other cars during the
Look how
pursuit.
bent that back wheel is.
You know, you're right. I thought the airbags deployed after he hit that center divider, but
Jeff.
you're right.
Oh,
5 to make 10.
Thank
you, my friend.
Thank
the
you,
center, I'm
Tiff.
not sure what it was, but
Yeah.
right now he's not
And-
going anywhere. The cops aren't going anywhere, and they've shut
Guess
down
not.
traffic
I don't
southbound
know. I
Vineland
kind
to
of thought they were
Orton,
going to
just
jump
north
out
of the
and go.
101 freeway. And,
I think if they were going to run,
possibly
they would have
waiting for
already.
some more backup. Maybe a canine will roll up.
Now
in
a
case the
4-hour
guy decides
standoff.
to run.
But we did have a guy
Right
one time
now, a driver
bust the
into against a
airbag, pull
reckless
it down,
driver, felony
Mhm.
and
offense,
keep on
stop
driving.
North Hollywood, just north of the 101 freeway. Backup, another backup has rolled up, and I would assume these
Okay.
guys are all from Altadena.
This dude was a mirror
It's,
killer.
Uniformed officers. So right now it's just a waiting game. He's got nowhere to go. They've got nowhere to go except to take him to jail.
Well, maybe
Take him
when
to jail.
when he bounced off the divider, the center divider, maybe that was because the airbags deployed, which was going to stun him, and he won't be able to see for
KH.
seconds.
Couple of days.
Thank you.
Get in that
19
car,
months.
And then
Many thanks for your
that's
patronage.
unbelievable through that intersection right there. That's as close as you can get without hitting anybody. But then he hit that other car
For sure.
right here, I think it was.
Oh, sure.
No, maybe not.
You
He's
guys
just
have
bumping
tape
and
of that?
grinding his way
Yeah, we're
through.
looking.
guys
We've
have-
got a
are you
split
rolling that tape?
screen,
I hope
so we're
not.
looking at the earlier.
Don't be
tape of,
talking that kind of
we're
talk,
just trying to
Joe.
figure out
You
when
guys going to be
those,
watching it with us.
airbags deployed. It doesn't look like
It's been
the
a long
hit
day,
in
I'm
the
sorry.
intersection was
Ready to
hard
eat.
enough for that, but so I
Yeah.
think you guys are right when he.
Ready to
gets
plow.
curving
One
into
other
the
car
wall.
he hit. That might have been it right there. Yeah.
You know what though? Just thinking back on this real quick, when he hit a couple of cars in the intersection there, that could have just freaked him out a little bit, and he temporarily lost control, and that's when he hit the center divider.
He
'cause
could have
was
got
shaken
startled.
by
He
the
woke
crash
up.
itself.
Yeah.
It's sure, 2 or 3 cars like that in an intersection.
Damn
just going,
airbag
"What's
to
going
face will
on?"
wake
And
you
then
up,
he
I'd
ends
imagine.
up,
Or
Oh,
put you to
crashing
sleep
into
if it hits
the
you hard
divider,
enough.
which was more of a solid
Oh, here?
impact, which would
Spike
get the car
Donuts?
off that.
25
So
months.
anyway, tactically, what they're going to do.
I found out
this
that's
is called
2
a
years
felony
and 1
stop.
month
What they want
today.
to do is communicate
The
with
more
this
you
guy. As
know.
soon as they communicate, it looks like the
Right.
windows rolled down there on the driver's side.
Mhm.
Communicate with him at some point, and to make sure.
Thank
that,
you
I hope he
for-
opens the door and like a
he's
bunch of
supposed to get
empties
out.
fall out.
That would be
He's
great,
get
right?
out with his hand,
Bunch of
open the
cans.
car door from the outside, that type of thing.
Sharon, Rick, hello.
But right now,
I
they're
love
waiting
all
for
the
him
stuff that's
to
going
do
on
what's
with you guys.
next.
I'm
And,
so happy for
people
y'all.
forget, the person that's in charge of this, who's running the show, is the driver of the car. They are the one that is directing whatever's going on the ground. And we
Rick,
forget about
wrong
that
stream.
sometimes, but this is all up to what this guy wants to do. If he wants to get out peacefully,
The second time I saw
and,
Joker
search him
split
and take him
today.
to jail, that's fine. If he's going to make this a standoff, that's another
We're big fans.
situation. Haven't heard any
Obviously.
radio traffic, scanner traffic as far as a standoff. This guy just may be even knocked out.
Yeah.
If he was under the influence to begin
Oh,
with, this is maybe
wouldn't that
all
be
he needs
something
to
if he
just
was
get him
knocked
you
out?
know?
Yep.
Well, the good news is
No
the vehicle
wipers.
looks to be disabled.
The good
It's
news
not-
is that we can switch over to this one.
Excellent.
he's out, get out of the car and
Let me know if I need to
lay down
adjust
on
that
the
a little bit.
surface like he should.
Seems all right.
But this could go on for quite some time.
And the fact that the
could,
airbag,
you know-
like it's all the way, it looks like it's all the way in the back
Keith?
seat.
It
Pierre is pretty
does.
awesome. I agree.
You know, you can also see
Here's
the
here for like
flashers.
every
and Glenn,
single
that goes
street.
to your point as far as whether the car shuts down. That could activate.
That's
the
what I'd be
emergency
doing.
flashes.
I
I don't
mean, you
think this
know.
guy thought.
Well, you do what you gotta do, right?
Flashers.
Yeah.
But maybe that's what
I'm
happened.
sure it was quite exhilarating.
Car turns off. So
Yeah, the timer has been
It's
set.
a good thing, or this pursuit could have gone further south and then eventually got on the freeway again.
No, that was one of the. That was definitely one of the more daring.
Hey, they could be knocked out. I mean,
crossing
seriously,
the
if you
center
get hit
divider to pass
hard enough
cars and
with
going
them,
through
when them
cars,
airbags
between
deployed, that
cars,
could put you out. Especially if
it's
you're
a
already
good thing we're
drunk.
at the point
Yeah,
where
you already toe up from the
I was
flow up.
definitely a menace on the road.
Menace
And,
on the road.
That's a good question, Pam.
What we did see, Glenn Lou, was we didn't see
They are
anybody trying
deployed.
to
No
pull in front
wipers
of
are
them or
deployed,
stop
though,
them
so
or
this
slow
wasn't
them
really
down,
a real
which is-
chase, I
Which
guess.
we always like to remind folks, if you see the pursuit coming towards you, just move to the right. If you see the pursuit in back of you, just stay in your lane. Don't make any lane changes.
That's right.
You see
Stay
the
in your
black and
lane.
whites behind
Yeah, watch what you
whatever,
do.
just
Do
stay
it
in
for
your lane.
yourself.
If it's coming towards you, you want to hold your position wherever you are, or even go off to the right if it's coming towards you, because the uniformed officers are just anticipating that everybody is going to stay in their lanes and let this guy do what he's going to do. So, we've seen.
Thank you so much to John L. for letting us know 3 minutes ago that there was a live chase on. I appreciate that.
Where we don't have any big rigs, folks try
How's
to
your
steer
chocolate?
clear,
It's a good time to just. I think I'm going to just eat a raw
keep
steak because I'm
everybody
that
safe.
hungry
Just
right now. I'm going to
stay
open
in
my
that
your
up.
God.
You can move to the right.
Very good.
Safely, but luckily that didn't happen. We counted about 7 cars this guy ran into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of it. Now he could have had some other traffic accidents up along Foothill Boulevard before we how it started in Altadena, but
Ed with 2
several
funnies in one day.
crashes,
Look at you.
and each one of those crashes is a count for a hit and run.
Wow.
If somebody was injured, then it's a hit and run felony. So he's got.
Oh,
Don't
damn.
worry. They'll drop all those charges and just get them with drunk driving.
Folks here with these hit and runs plus the reckless and
Be in and out in an hour, probably.
I don't think he's going to drive for quite a while after this.
Well,
incident.
and you also said
The hell do you say that? You're
which
going
is
to drive for a
huge.
while.
Your driving days are up, pal.
It
Oh, no, I'm out of Mountain Dew.
A funny thing about evading.
Play with the bull, you get the horn.
He has to know that he's being followed. If somebody said, "Hey, I never knew anybody was behind me," then it's a
I
question.
never knew nobody's behind me. I'm just an asshole driver.
He saw the red lights. He could hear the siren. The cops have been following him for a few minutes before we picked up, so he definitely knew that he was running from the cops. Plus the traffic stop, if that is how it originated. So one of those elements are already met. He knows he's being chased, and then of course runs and he's reckless disregard for everybody else on the street. So plus, and folks are going to be watching this tape to see how he was driving.
Oh, yeah. When you hit that curb, that's when it pops.
That's exactly what it was. People are going to be watching this tape on their VCR later.
Yeah. Rewind that right now.
Obvious as to what he was up to.
Yeah, Mike, we just saw a replay of the
curb
airbag deploying. It was when he slammed into the center divider, fishtailing a bit.
Maybe, but I mean, a lot of these people that have
on the
addictions, they
driver's
sit in there
side,
and just, if they have
hit that
anything
center
that they
divider
can,
pretty good, and that's when
because they know
that's
they're
when
going to
the airbag
jail.
deployed.
You think they're just the airbags all around them doing the deed?
Crash. I didn't see the airbag, but then I thought maybe I just missed it, and we saw it for sure once he hit the divider. But that must have been more of a hit than was really observable from up here.
It was just enough to get him a little bit squirrely. And if the dude's drunk and going that fast,
it's hard to tell how hard they
might have blown out a tire.
Right there, you see the deploy.
I am looking up on a particular website here. It says that most modern cars will shut off automatically if the airbags deploy.
Well, thank you for
obviously
Googling that for us on a
more protection. But it said that the engine, however, may not shut off in older models once they deploy. So it's interesting.
You stupid bastard.
This looks like is this a Ford product? I don't know what year would it be.
What year you think this is, huh?
It's a Ford
it
product. It's at least a 92.
Lou, you're right about that bag, though, and all the way into the back seat. I mean, did the guy, what's going on with that? I don't see anybody else in the back seat.
Maybe there's an airbag for the back
seat. He's crawling in the back of the car?
Maybe. That's the best place to, knock one out.
So glad he's not moving anymore.
Shout out to Luz.
Yeah. This make it safe for everybody else. Thank goodness the sheriff's department from Altadena Station.
Do you still have that? That would have been a good time. Lose.
Just the way he was driving, it just.
I believe Mikey meant lose.
who knows what's going to happen. So they stayed with him, and he eventually came to rest here at Vineland and Hortense, just north of the 101 freeway.
Oh, hi.
By the way, you said that you were
I like
pointing out
Thanos.
that as far as felony evading, that sometimes they'll say they didn't realize they were being pursued by police. I think
Rainbow rabbit hole.
He knew.
He knew. He's trying to get away from
I know.
something.
We were waiting for you. So,
Exactly.
hi, everybody.
They have to do something. They have to do something in defense. So
Yeah.
we had a
It's a Megaloya.
bike up in Echo Park.
Mega.
And,
Where the hallelujah go? I found it.
Found
That's still considered evading. Doesn't necessarily have to be a motor vehicle.
Thank you, my friend.
So you think that they will just sit
That's a
tight
big
for
red.
a little bit and
That is a
maybe
huge
verbal
red.
cues,
Thank you, thank you,
possibly
thank you.
bring in canine, maybe even a robotic possible
RoboCop's coming?
closer to the car to look inside.
That's a possibility. You know, we're wondering if there's any more
Bringing a robot?
whether he's armed or not,
Cop?
or there was another crime involved. But right now we see 3
Oh, I
black
believe
and
it,
whites.
Anthony. Yeah.
Whether they have a canine here would depend on whether there's one in the area, because they would just set up a quick perimeter if this guy was going to bail out. But I don't know. Maybe he's
Oh,
in such a
Sharon,
way
thank
that he
you. That's
can't
so
run,
nice
who
of you.
knows, or he can't get
Mhm.
out of the car. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you can see the car is
That's
stopped.
very nice, Sharon.
They've got traffic control there.
Oh, I think
It's not a real busy section. The sheriff's department helicopter over
we'll
here.
give this a few more
So
minutes.
he's not
But
going to get away, and the only way he can do anything here is just to peacefully get out or give up, and that's what everybody is hoping he's
Just
gonna
diverting traffic, I
Well,
guess.
you may
Yeah.
remember the pursuit that we covered here actually live on KTLA, where the guy got out of his vehicle and started walking up toward them and started shooting. So they have to
Oh.
be aware, even in these situations where it seems quiet and not much is going on. But
oh God,
like you
Sean,
mentioned, it's
Jesus
not
Christ.
clear if this person
Ooh.
does have a gun in the car.
Taking it onto the dock side.
Ooh, you're right. And what, you're not, well, of course they're trained. What if the guy gets out of the car, he's coming back towards you? That's why they always want to stop him right by the car.
What
just
if he
to
gets out and he's
put them
nude?
Lay down on their back, and then they cuff him up there. But yeah, when he started running back at the cops,
mean,
or walking back to the cops, and
They
shooting,
must not be
see
too
the
worried
position
if he
they're
has a
taking out.
pew because
That's-
they are within a few
that's called
feet of the car at the
concealment.
Yeah, we're
moment.
just edging up on him.
The guy on the
Who's
right side, on
edging?
the passenger side, he's got the door
No.
for concealment, but it's not necessarily cover. If this guy was shooting, he would change his position, get to the back of the car.
Mm.
The driver officer has got that whole engine block for not only concealment but for cover.
Mm.
So there's more for that bullet to come through if this guy came out shooting. We don't have any evidence of that. Don't even know if he's armed.
All right, now let's do the scenario if he's got a flamethrower.
Yes.
Looks like the officers in that back black and white
Might have a
shop
grenade
six,
launcher. You never know.
Moved over to the other black
Got
and
a
white
pet.
on the right. The
He's
one
got a
thing you
pet
will
dragon.
notice on a
It's
situation
dinner
like
time and
this
I'm gambling, but
is everybody's pointing
ugh.
in one direction. So if they're gonna
No,
if
stop.
they're gonna stop traffic, they'll be well south. In fact, it would be south of the freeway
Mm.
that they stop.
That's what I'm thinking, Captain Happy. Like he's just like
Everybody, safe
out.
and have one direction.
I mean, I don't think we've seen any
The
movement,
action is
nor
not-
has
we
anybody
want some bullets all going south because we don't have any evidence of.
said it. I mean, you would think
of
that
shots fired yet
if
or
he
whether
was
they
in
were
there
used
doing
deadly force. Right
something,
now, it's just
you
a
would
waiting
see
game. They want
that.
to get out of the car.
airbag moving around a little
Yeah, a
bit.
little bit, right? The
They're gonna
side one
cuff
at
him up
least.
And they're going to search the car. But none of that can happen until he gets out of the car on his own. Whether they approach the car or not is another situation. How long are they going to wait? Are they ever going to approach the car? And the answer would
No, we're just gonna leave it here forever.
But right now, time's on their side. Traffic is light. Everybody's away from the area, which is, again, is Hortense and Vineland, just north of the 101 freeway.
Well, Trez,
So it's a waiting game. They're waiting for him to get out of the car, and the suspect is the one that's orchestrating this, not the officers. It's up to
Yeah.
the suspect. What
makes for a
happens.
nice pillow, maybe.
At least for now.
Well, yeah, and like you mentioned, he could be knocked
Oh,
out
here.
from that
It's
airbag.
fine. We can go there.
We can go there. Yeah, he's
Absolutely.
knocked out.
If he's not moving around and they haven't been able to make contact with him,
Oh,
Are the
thank you. Appreciate that.
Oh,
he doesn't
thank
know what
you.
to do.
Thank
Or
you so
maybe
much.
He's just so out of it.
Yeah.
He could be asleep. I've seen lots of drunk drivers
All right, see,
just could have.
look at that one on the left, on the right hand side. It
Oh.
looks like the windows are up, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Doggone
remember we
Monday.
talk about call outs and tactics and stuff like this. He's committed a crime. We don't know if he's armed, and he necessarily hasn't refused to get out.
And we
because they
hits
haven't-
the
there's nobody that identified that they've actually made
divider
contact.
there.
So it wouldn't necessarily be a call out for additional resources as far as SWAT. They've got this covered with 3 black and whites and about 6.
No,
7
Don, they're
officers.
showing you
Coming
everything there
around
in
to
the
front
other
of the car,
window.
we can see
Yeah, if you look
that,
over there on that one
all the
side,
highlights.
I can't
Yeah.
really see on the passenger side, but it looks like airbag on the passenger side.
He did
Maybe
pretty good if
been
he is
deployed.
drunk. I mean, that's. I
So
mean, he hit a
maybe
lot of
just blew
shit,
up all
but
the bags at once, which means he doesn't have a whole lot of room in that car.
Maybe that's why he can't get out.
maybe, maybe.
That's a good point.
maybe he was decapitated by the airbag.
Let me check back with you guys,
Okay.
and I want to just get on the scanner here real quick and see if we hear anything law enforcement wise.
All
It's
right.
interesting. The windshield looks a little like foggy,
Well,
right?
That's because that powder and
Yeah,
stuff
air.
comes
Air,
out of when
That's what I would think, yeah.
Again, this is what we believe is a DUI suspect, so that'll be 1 charge. Also, reckless driving.
Maybe
felony
smoking it up.
evading, which, as we said, it's going to be hard to argue against that in court. Also,
You'd be blaming me, Lisa
case,
B.
Hit and run, at least against 7 different cars, of which, of course, he also left the scene of the accident. So this.
Oh, I didn't see that go
driver of
by.
this car is facing a laundry list of
Hate when that
charges,
happens.
and he might be locked up for some time.
When we jumped on this about 25 minutes ago, excessive speeds, bailing through.
Mikey, I mean,
running
it's up to
through,
you, but Penny says it's
intersections,
time.
as you saw here, hitting, as Glenn mentioned.
And he's
7
calling it
different
like it's
cars.
an
Penny's called it.
like it's an election,
And
Penny's
bad
called
thing
it.
about
or
it is
someone
even going the
passing
opposite
away.
It's
direction,
time to go.
to cars.
Penny
and-
says we're
and
done
at a
here.
high rate of
Chase ended
speed,
at
so he's
6:41
putting
p.m.
people's lives in
Eastern
danger.
time.
So the great news is that he did.
If you
end up
want to
hitting
stick with
that
it, I'm
center
just
divider,
joking.
lost
We can
control, and
stay
the
with it for a
airbags
bit, but
deployed.
Creed needs to go out
So
on
if
the
you're
porch
just
for a
joining
minute.
us, the pursuit earlier is on the right-hand
Let me
side
go
of your
to a
screen. On the left-hand side of your
McDonald's
screen
or
are live
something.
images of the vehicle.
Yeah,
with,
DoorDash. You DoorDashed
CHP
a sink or
officers,
something the other day.
behind
Yes.
this vehicle, and obviously we can't hear the audio, but
See,
there's a very good chance that
Would
they're
that be
talking to
fucking
them,
nuts?
talking to him,
There ain't anybody in
trying
there.
to get him to get.
That's why
out.
the car was driving so crazy.
Squeezing through some others like that right there. Prime example. It's amazing that
I know,
nobody
but
was
these
hurt,
things could take
in that
forever. My
And
God.
what a bummer to be a driver out and about and just get clipped. by
462
car
of you
and
here. Good to
car
see you.
going.
Yeah.
Good
So
to
then
see
you
you.
got to deal with figuring out.
I mean, I would
who was in
imagine they would get to that
contact,
point
like
at some.
what just happened.
They would get to that at some
Defensive
point.
driving.
I
My
would think
dad
with the
always
pepper
said
balls
it's
and
not
stuff.
about your driving; it's about being a defensive
Might
driver.
be. I'm waiting
right?
for Mikey to
Watching the
figure it
road
out.
for people like this.
That's right. Things happen so fast, just within fractions of a second. Now, Jay, our camera person, is able to, I don't know how she can see it, but she can. She said she saw movement in the front seat, so we know at
Oh.
least he's moving around.
Oh, well, we
What-
didn't
we
see
didn't-
that.
Like,
Oh.
when did he have time to roll down the window? Because that window was up during the pursuit.
That's what
So,
I said.
at some point he rolled
See,
down the
you
window,
called
and
it. He's
we
just a
have
little
seen some
slower,
movement
Mikey.
in the
It was
front
about
seat,
5
so
minutes
whether
ago.
he's, coherent enough to follow directions. Okay. On the outside the door.
What?
Okay, so a hand on the steering wheel.
Oh,
Let's pull back just a
look
well,
at it. Doesn't even look like the steering
we
wheel had
saw
an
in
airbag.
the middle of that, you saw the
Oh
one
yeah, you see
driver
some movement in there.
officer
All right, he's
on the,
alive. I
that
see
one
it.
black and white
Yeah,
on the
it's
left side of
it's.
the
I
car.
mean, the side curtains.
An additional bulletproof vest, more armor plating. It looked like so. They could be thinking about walking up on the car. And
Yeah,
they'll
just
only
going
do
up
that
there.
once you're satisfied that
Go
this
ahead,
guy, that
please.
they can
Here
do
the
it,
next minute or two.
Just
safely.
walk on up there.
There's not going to be any repercussions for
I
that.
approve.
They'll walk up several officers at a time, probably on both sides of the car, as long as everybody.
This is Mikey, the duty officer.
Open up the door. pull up that way.
Go on up there. He seems to be,
Just want to assist the
okay.
waiting game, to see what happens.
Go
Again,
ahead.
It was
Go
the sheriff's
now.
department that was in pursuit.
I'm gonna go check the traffic and weather together. I'll BRB.
Over and out.
And here we are now in Los Angeles.
How-
Sheriff's Department
That was
says
not me saying
they didn't
you.
turn
That
over
was.
the LAPD.
Oh, okay. Sure it was.
You can see some movement inside
Sure.
the car. So Maybe
Creed's
possibly
leaving, so
they
maybe we can get this to
possibly
end.
give it up.
Or he just woke
Well, it
up.
looks like he woke up for sure. Yeah, woke up. Exactly, Lou. He woke up for sure.
Mhm.
So he knows what's going on now. Can he see in back of him? Sure
This
he
is
can.
brought to you by
That rearview
C's.
mirror on the left side.
Yeah.
He's got red lights behind him.
C's
So
old-fashioned
maybe it's just
candies.
a state of confusion after several hit and runs and hitting that center
Tell Mike
divider
I sent you.
and the airbag exploding in his face. He still may be just, incoherent, knocked out, not knowing what to do. But boy, the answer is just
I
put
really
your hands
don't
out,
know
get out of the
that.
car peacefully, and it'll all be over with.
Yeah. Well, if he is in fact impaired, though, from alcohol or possibly something else, we all know decisions are not typically made. Good decisions are not typically made in those situations. So
He hit the
he's
curb.
just like
Like
you're
you see here in a
saying,
minute,
maybe
he
just a little dazed
kinda
and confused right
sideswiped
now,
the
and
curb on
trying
the
to make a
median,
decision. But you
and
did
it
show, like a
deploys him.
second ago, you can see some movement in there now in the front seat, at least in the driver's side.
I'm wondering if he wasn't trying to start the car up again. He just can't figure out why it's not starting. So that could be it. He had his one hand on the wheel. There again, you can see it. But so maybe he was trying to start the car. Who knows? But the car's not going anywhere, and he's not going
He
anywhere.
was
And the
delicious.
sheriff's department's not going anywhere. So it's just Glenn, like you mentioned, it's just a waiting game. The time's on their side. They've got to whatever time they need to
I
bring
see
this
him
thing to
moving
a
around. His
full
hands
and
are
safe
moving.
conclusion. They've got enough
He
manpower,
is
on
alive.
and so we've got a helicopter overhead, and just going to have to wait to see what this guy does. Several times now we've seen hand movements. I can't really see if the driver's side window is down. I thought it was down. Does that look like it's up or it's down? Okay, it's up. So it's just
up.
It's hard to say, right?
Yeah,
That's hard to say.
It is.
So I thought it was down.
I like cheddars, Jay.
I was hoping it was down
I
because
love
at least
cheddars.
he was cognizant enough to roll the thing down and maybe he could hear, but maybe he can't hear anything. And all he can just see is that white airbag surrounding him.
And of course, if he is,
Again,
if he's intoxicated, he may have think this. His time frame. He may have think this ended about.
This is my first time trying them. Lauren Thompson sent me these.
Said he's been sitting there
Thank you,
for
Lauren.
sure.
So for folks in the area, we're in the North Hollywood area, just west or just east of the 170 freeway at Vineland and Hortense, facing southbound. That's just a little bit north of the 101. If you're headed out, you want to avoid this at all costs, Vineland, especially north of the 101, because you're going to run into some traffic. We're looking up a little bit further north, and we see traffic's not that bad. So folks are seeing the helicopters in the area. They're just avoiding the intersection, which is good for the officers because they don't have that many bystanders they have to watch out for. But I think they just continue to try to call this guy out if they can even hear him, or if he can even hear him with these windows rolled up. At some point, they're going to try to make an entry. Maybe they're getting ready for that, but
very patient.
It's a waiting game, and no other. The other thing is we haven't heard about any other crimes involved, like a family dispute or some type of assault battery or any weapon involved.
Jesus!
But right now, it's a reckless.
Who's fighting with the mic?
Evading and possibly driving under the influence. Several hit and runs.
James, I hope you feel better, buddy.
One intersection. So several of those. Aside from the felony part of it, there's no aggravated assault.
You're correct, little Linda. He is definitely a mover.
He's gesturing pretty aggressively inside right now. Don't know if he's talking on the phone, but his hand's moving a lot more than it was.
He could be. You're right.
He could be deaf and doing sign language.
And hopefully, the person that's talking to him is saying, it's time to end this and get out of the car and go away with the sheriffs. Which is what he wants to do, which is what everybody wants to do. But right now, it's just a waiting game, like we all said.
Yeah, maybe talking to a family member trying to line up a lawyer, which he's definitely going to need.
He's lining up a lawyer, really?
Right hand, is that right? Like a phone, maybe, or okay, could have the phone in his right hand. So he could be talking hands-free, or
is he talking to Creed while he's outside?
That tells me I may be wrong, but I mean, it tells me he doesn't have a weapon. I don't know. It doesn't sound like it's an.
He could be talking into one.
He's wanted for we certainly didn't hear it on the scanner. So
Good
if
to
he's
see you, Ashley.
flipping around
Welcome.
the phone,
Hello to all our friends in the UK.
he's not looking for a gun, that's for sure. That's
Well,
good.
they're obviously
So-
behind him now. They're able to call in
Chases
those
are a lot more
tags,
fun when
to
there's
figure
not a
out, like,
fucking
who's
standoff.
connected to this car, if it's in fact stolen, or if this is maybe his
Nancy, you made
vehicle.
it right in time to.
So they're
Sit here and
they've got
watch.
some time on that, which in
I got to take up smoking here pretty soon.
I don't
Sure.
blame you.
And,
I took my time too.
If it turns out that this car is registered back to Altadena or
Now, lady,
Pasadena
like,
or
good luck
one
at
of
work
those areas,
today.
it could be that he was trying to get back to the 101.
Anybody
freeway.
heading out to work? Please safe out there. Watch out for the a-holes.
So where this car is registered is important. Was he trying to get back to the scene? And like you mentioned,
He's trying to make the
that they can
scene,
call
Daddy-o.
this guy, or has his number that they can call and try to talk him out.
Yes.
So
Yes,
'cause they
Pedro,
always want to
sit off.
return to either familiar areas
played.
or go back home. And if this guy was
Kind of
like,
surprised
back
they're
home
burning
from
the
work,
fuel
he
that they
had a
are for
couple of
this.
drinks and got stopped and then freaked out. It could be just
They
as
fly
simple
away. We're
as
going to
that.
pretend
Yeah.
that
The 4 or 5
no
or
other,
6 folks that he ran into.
nobody
I don't
else
think
is
it's
on
that
this.
simple. We'll see.
The only channel we can watch.
That's
super
right.
aggressive
As you recall, he
driving
was
too,
driving.
Mike.
Say that again.
But also too, he was super
They
aggressive
step on each other more
driving.
than we do.
He
Yeah,
knew
no
what
shit,
he was
man.
doing, opposite side of the road, and 100 miles an hour through intersections.
Yeah, aggressive. That's a great word, Lou. He was aggressive.
I mean, we're waiting for somebody, I would
For
imagine,
sure.
the sheriffs
And,
or
you can see just the way
Bearcat.
he was doing, what, 50 or 60 miles an hour. Everybody else is doing 35, 40.
Yeah.
So passing lots of
That's
other
true.
cars.
I think
and
the
not
chase
waiting
says
for him. I mean, he's
we had
passing
it
on
for
the
10
right,
minutes.
he's passing on the left, going through mid-phase red lights. Which how he didn't get hit and taken out is just dumb luck. But yeah, aggressive. That's the word for sure. Now, is that going to translate into him being aggressive when he gets out of the car?
No,
No, I don't think so.
no.
hard
And
to
he's not
say.
going to run.
He's going to lay down on the ground and call it a day.
We've got
It's
lots
one
of
of two
cops
things.
around him,
He's going to sit
but,
there and be extracted in a
he's got
shitty
so
way, or
much
he's just going to
movement
give up
going on,
and
so
lay
maybe
down
he's
when he's done with
agitated
his
still.
drinks or whatever he's
Of course,
doing.
the crunching into the center divider's got to put a little bit of fear
Thank you,
into
Grotto.
shake you up a little bit.
So
with the
far, so
airbag.
good.
So
I got
is he
Omaha
gonna come out
steaks waiting
peacefully?
on me.
Is he going to come out aggressive?
Been a
and
good
walk
one so
back
far.
And
toward
a
the
whole
officers,
shit ton
which
of
would be a
Mountain
real
Dew showed
mistake?
up out of nowhere today.
Or is he just going to stay in the
I
car?
swear to God, I thought that was somebody else's
They
order.
don't-
I tried to get
all
them
they
to
can
take
do
it
now
back.
is the best course of action right now is to continue to try to communicate with this guy, and once they get
Nice,
further
Ancient Drummer. That's going to be a
information,
fun
like
one.
from a family member, yeah, he left the house.
Very
he was
good.
mad
That
or
is awesome.
whatever,
You'll
they
enjoy
can
that.
all put that into the mix.
Do they do different lineups, or is it
And
the
you
same at
said
each
that,
show? They do a lot of
Altadena,
shows during the
station
holidays.
there, officers from LA County Sheriff's.
Well, you
That's
got.
how that works.
I think they switch out probably some of
Were
the
they
players,
assuming that
but
he
I
had been
mean, a
drinking?
lot of
Like,
it
how
is
did
done
they
by
put
the
that on
3
him?
people running it,
that would
consisting of 2 former members of the band
what
Sabotage.
normally would have happened is they observe, it's called an observation arrest, where they observe somebody driving under the influence, whether he's lane changing or weaving within a lane or whatever.
Well, we've gotten to know this chase very, very well by the highlights.
Where the officers actually made
They're getting so
But
much
in some
mileage out of these
scenarios,
highlights.
They would walk up to the car, see that the guy's clearly impaired. They could smell the alcohol, or he's not going to open up the window or cooperate in any way, and then takes off. Or they could have just hit him with the red lights, and he could have taken off. We don't know exactly which way that
He
went.
hit him with the red lights?
Hit
him with the line!
Tried to make a traffic stop,
That
or
was coming.
they just observed him and put the red lights on him, and this guy freaked.
I forget it's there all
We're
the time.
showing earlier video right now, Mike, of him hitting that center divider on the left-hand side, and it must have been a hard enough hit. Those bags were deployed, and he kept driving for.
But the
a
wipers
little
weren't.
while
Well,
after
his
that.
rear
Yeah.
side of the tire or the wheel hit that pretty hard. That's what popped the airbag. I mean, he kind of grazed it with.
We know we've been over it 50
his front
times.
wheel on the driver's side, and then it started fishtailing.
You're just getting here. He grazed.
Put around and
He grazed the tire.
open.
Grazed is the proper word.
And then the engine shut off, and he just kind of coasted to a stop. Unfortunately, it was partially in an intersection, which is where we sit now, and we've been sitting for quite some time.
Oh, Jesus, Mike.
That's Vineland and Hortense, just north of the 101 freeway, where traffic is stopped. We're about 2 blocks or so away from the freeway, And this guy's by himself out in the middle of the street. He's got lots of LA County Sheriff's deputies that would like him to come out peacefully. They'd like to have a few words with him before they slip the handcuffs on, do a quick pat-down search for weapons, put him in the back seat of the cruiser, take him away. How soon that happens, or if there's anything in the intermeeting, in the meantime, will be up to the
Master
driver.
Bruce.
He's kind of running the show here.
Well, just saw some hand movement in there, and
oh no, they
the way
don't.
his hands moving around, it looks like he's.
I can sit here for hours
with someone, and people tend, sometimes to kind of wave their hands around when they're talking on the telephone, and that may be just what he's doing.
He's like an energetic woman on the
somebody
phone.
Who's obviously trying to talk him into ending this.
Yeah, let's hope who's on the other line. It's time to.
I had to go find it.
Stop it right now before.
Roger, thank you. After all these years.
So.
About time.
It's about damn time.
Here with Black
Welcome,
really
Roger.
Go anywhere. He can't go left or right. He can't go forward. He's surrounded. So it's just time. When is he gonna get out?
We've seen chases recently where
the rest of it's pretty much
they just ran up to the car, and here we are to lollygagging again
with a drunk dude.
The tactics part of this.
I can see if it was like a murder suspect.
And getting this guy out of the car and then
they'll usually
to make sure
pew pew him in there.
But
no, it's just sitting here.
This guy's that aggressive driving. What's he going to be like when he gets out of the car?
Calling me, Mom.
That's what these officers are thinking about.
He gets out of the car, he's like a wild animal.
They do have now. They didn't have when I was on the street, but they've got rubber bullets.
When I was on the street, poor guy was homeless for a while, I guess.
On the lefts, on the
rags
right
the riches,
side, which would be the driver's side of the suspect car. That could be non-lethal rounds of beanbag. That'll put him down in his tracks, but it won't kill him. So it could be that's a non-lethal weapon there on the right side.
Schuster, Zarusta.
This guy to come out. So
I love live chases. We see so many old friends. Jim, hope you're doing well, buddy.
They're using
good to see you, pal.
In that case, the driver's using it for concealment.
No, we've seen him move. He's moving his hands on the wheel.
Taking cover too. You can see him behind the car.
He's got his hands on the wheel.
Judging by the body language of that one deputy, it looks like they're getting ready to do something.
I hope so, please, for God's sakes.
Yeah, just
Mikey's very hungry.
As soon as you pick that
yes,
up,
I'm wasting away to nothing.
That's right. He's lost 12 pounds sitting here.
They've all moved up a little bit closer, which tells me
burn a lot of calories.
A little bit more, like maybe he's not armed.
They got some news there.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them.
Mallet, good to see you, buddy.
What's up, Mallet?
It's going to be a long, drawn-out standoff with.
Attack by family dog leaves 3 injured in Los Angeles County home.
Just such a stress.
Young boy and girl located following an Amber Alert abduction in California. Your turn.
Crews extracted trapped passengers in a fatal Los Angeles car crash.
Roads open in Malibu as Fred Franklin fire nears 50% containment.
U.S. sends drone detection tracking systems to military bases in New Jersey.
Madison, Wisconsin. School pupil leaves 2
Oh my God! Nothing but the best news. Yeah, I'm glad you got it. Congress works to approve a short-term spending bill by Friday to avoid shutdown for the holidays.
DOJ charges 2 Iranian men in connection with drone strike deaths of 3 U.S. troops.
TikTok asks Supreme Court to block law forcing sale of site or stop operating in the U.S.
German Chancellor Scholz loses confidence vote. Oh no! Setting stage for a snap election.
Things have settled down.
AS issues first statement since regime fall, claims a never planned to flee Syria.
Ukraine Pentagon says North Korean soldiers killed fighting alongside Russia. Next one's yours.
Thank you, Optimus Prime. The weather, Palm Springs. The moon is out and it's 75.
Anaheim checking in at 66.
Lancaster, Toenail, 68.
Pasadena is 71.
San Clemente, foggy with a Pringle 66.
Torrance is only 65 in Malibu, checking in at 58 degrees.
Irvine, 66. Long Beach, stand up, 67.
Depends on how it goes or what kind of
Thousand Oaks,
you can have up
71.
to 3 or 4, I think, misdemeanor driving.
Beverly Hills, 58. Los Angeles, 65.
A driving nature and the fact
Driving
that the
nature.
observations of the officers.
Los Angeles at 8 a.m.
Can you remind our viewers, you broke it down a little bit about exactly where you
Los
are,
Angeles, 4
so if
p.m.,
someone's in that
59.
neighborhood of North Hollywood, they can avoid this area.
Sure, Lou, this would be just a little bit east of the 170 freeway and north of the 101. And this is Vineland Avenue. They're facing south, just north of the 101. And the cross street.
Hannah Kabatsky case closed after missing woman returns to the U.S.
No, that wasn't Satin. That's a monster. Very similar voices, though.
Is Vineland Avenue. So, or is it?
Did he say Violent Avenue?
So that's got to be close to Vineland Avenue.
Hours later.
I want to rock down to Violent Avenue.
To hover over this standoff here in North Hollywood.
I'm covering up everything. Look at that. See it?
That's okay.
We're going to hand it over to.
They're going away anyways.
For the KTLA.
So you can take us away.
Oh, hello. Take it away.
Glenn, thank you so much.
We're
Thank you
leaving.
for joining us.
I said.
Thank you very much. Look, I just want to put my services out there for that young fella in the car.
Yes.
He was drunk.
Okay.
He was also uncircumcised.
How do you know that?
I'm just saying, he called in. That's the first thing he told me, so I knew he was really drunk. And I just want to shout out everybody and tell them a very merry Santa Claus is coming to see you in just about a week or so. Coming down your chimney. Tell your mama. Tell your daddy.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, kind of thing.
Creed.
Yes.
Hit my music. Dance with the devil. I'm glad this is over. Yeah.
Yes. Smegma issues. All right, gonna say thank you to Cooper, Tiff, the gifters. Well, Mega Big Red for Mary. Mary loves turtles or rainbow rabbit hole, whichever. Roger, welcome. Thank you guys so much. Over 500 of you joining us for that little bit there. Appreciate you. We'd started to lose our minds at the end. Gonna fire up. We got a jackpot here in a few minutes if you guys want to join me and watch gambling and things. Fun. Otherwise.
Damn you, YouTube ads. Damn you to hell.
Damn you.
Charlie knows what we're talking about. All right, guys. We love you. We'll see you for the next one. Keep it. Make sure you subscribe. Turn on notifications.
That's right.
Oh no. Turn on notifications, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. So you don't miss any live chases when we go live. Hope everybody's well in the Mendenhall house. And until next time, stay safe, stay hard, stay tuned. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye for now. Creed. Wave for the kids.
Bye, everybody.
Just do what I tell you.
I'm still waving, by the way.
Good job.
Did I do that?